For fans, by fans. Section 336, the next generation of Baltimore sports talk.
Today on the show, we'll talk about Manny Machado giving no love, Baltimore showing no love to Manny Machado. We'll talk about the Phillies showing a whole lot of love to Bryce Harper. And we'll talk about how no one is showing any love to Chris Davis. All that and more on this edition of Section 336.
Section 336, Matt, Josh, and Bert are at the games, hidden behind home plate. Let's go O's! Section 336.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Baltimore sports fans of all ages, welcome to Section 336, next generation of Baltimore sports talk. I am your endearingly stuttering host, Matt Sroka. And as always, I'm joined by the zany Bert Rowdy.
Hey, Matt, how are you?
Fine. and the button lover, Josh Roca.
Hey, I'm just playing with our stream again. The video, there it goes. I didn't have audio on my phone. It must have been just my phone.
Just you.
Just my phone. Had to restart it.
Dude, something freaky did happen for anybody who caught the intro there.
Yeah.
Josh, I don't know if you even noticed this.
Yeah.
When it plays the video of us, like, Scooter, you know what?
Yeah, you can see a little bit up in the corner.
Yeah, there's like ghosts. You can see ghosts of our faces in the background.
Yeah.
Like the live feed is like in the background as a ghost. It was cool.
Yeah, it's somewhat on purpose. Somewhat on I need to tweak the settings a little bit more.
All right, just go with
I'm working it out. I focused on the audio for a few weeks. Now we are focusing on the video.
I like you rocking the jersey tonight, Matt.
Yeah, I'm rocking the Orioles jersey. Like,
put me in coach.
But see, I see what you did. You're wearing the custom one with your own name on it.
Yeah, it's got Sroka on the back.
Number 55.
Because I was thinking through that. I've got a problem now that I have no Oriole jersey of an active player. I also have no Raven jersey of an active player.
You don't have a Joey Rickard shirt?
No, I don't have a Joey Record shirt. This might be the year for a Joey Record shirt. So I was thinking about that. In opening day, would I there's no way I'm wearing a Machado jersey. Do I wear a Jones jersey? I'm going to have to wear my personalized Soroka jersey.
Yeah, well, you can wait for the Orioles to make a big signing. I mean, the Phillies signed Bryce Harper, and you guys see those jersey sales. Apparently, the jersey sales are setting all kinds of records. Both in ticket sales and jersey sales for the Phillies and Bryce Harper.
Oh, really?
Philadelphia loves their Phillies.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what?
Yeah,
if the Orioles signed a man for 13 years, a star player, I'd buy the jersey.
Yeah, that's a time.
That's a jersey that's when you invest.
Smart investment. Yeah, you'll get a lot of wears.
You can pass that down to your kid, and he's still on the team.
Are there any young players you feel comfortable with the Orioles on buying their jersey?
I think Diaz maybe.
But does he even have an Orioles jersey?
Not yet.
He's still wearing number 88.
You mean someone who's starting the season?
Who's actually on the 40-man or actually has played on the team?
Mancini? Maybe? I don't know. I feel like
N.A. not applicable.
I feel like Mancini is not even going to be around long term. Cedric Mullins maybe, but there's so much competition in that outfield.
Yeah, I think
I don't know if there's
Mullins has
anyone.
a future as a fourth outfielder.
There's nobody on this team I would invest $110 on buying a custom jersey.
Right.
What about
you know what?
What about Austin Hayes?
No.
He would be the closest for me.
I don't think so. You know what it is? This is probably the year to buy a Ripken jersey. You know,
what about
support Billy.
Throwback Brooks jerseys?
That's what I mean. Like, you got to get a throwback. You got to get a Brooks, a Frank jersey. We're going to see lots of Frank jerseys this year, I bet.
I'm going to talk about it later in the show, but I have a new favorite Raven. And so I think if I was to get a jersey, I'll get his jersey. But we'll talk about it later in the show.
Okay.
Isn't next year,
You sure he's not a free agent?
Yeah, I don't. It's hard to track, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Thought you were going with C.J. Mosley.
Yeah, that's the rumor.
With the video.
Isn't next year the year they...
I love the video a lot.
Me too.
They're doing... Under Armour's taking over the official licensing for the jerseys.
Oh, that's right. I think that is next year.
Oh,
so why would anybody buy one this year?
So you definitely got to go retro if you go this year.
That means all the bozos in Philly who bought a Bryce Harper jersey are just going to buy them all over again next year when they come out with the Under Armour jerseys.
Yeah, and you know what? If it has a World Series patch on it, who cares?
That's true. That's true, too. NFL used to switch it up all the time. When I was in college, it was Puma. in Tennessee. The Titans had Puma jerseys. And I have a Ravens one when it was still Champion, and that was
Right.
Reebok.
I got a
for long
Reebok.
time. Yeah. Everybody's got a Reebok.
Reebok
one.
and Nike.
The Nike ones are cool when they came out. They came out the Super Bowl year, or the year before, maybe.
Something like that. The Super Bowl year. The Ravens Super Bowl year. They play the Super Bowl every year. We only care about one.
The Super Bowl year is 2012.
Yeah.
So what's up? What we got going on this week? Fill me in.
You want to talk baseball, personal life? Because I got a lot of stuff going on.
Oh, you got that baby still,
Yeah,
doing her
I mean,
thing?
you can start with some personal life.
Yeah, quick story here. Here's where we're at with the baby situation.
Oh boy,
The baby's 14 days old, I think. We're celebrating her two week party tomorrow. That's going to be a big shindig.
Where's our invitations then?
Right. I didn't get the Evite.
Yeah, you guys aren't cool enough. The problem going on though, we also have a guy. We also have a son who's 22 months or something.
You get the jealousy.
Oh, boy.
We had talked and we were prepared for the jealousy, right? Like we get Sally's going to want mom's attention. We were fully prepared for that. But that's not what we've gotten. Guys, we've gotten from my almost 2-year-old just straight up violence.
I mean, that's what he needs. He's trying to just get attention. That's all he's trying to do is get attention.
He'll walk up to the baby. This is his move. He walks to the baby, like gives the baby a nice rub down, like rubbing her foot, rubbing her hair, as sweet as can be. It's adorable. And then like he does this all the time. He slowly like lifts up his head and like stares at me right in the eye.
Yeah.
And then takes his hand, raises it in the air, and smacks that baby as hard as he can over and over again, smacking the baby.
Oh, man.
Yes, like what is this, Silas? And so he's been spending a whole lot of time in timeout. The other day, he did it, looked at me, and then walked himself to timeout and just chilled.
Hey, we're starting all over.
Nah, so I told you I've been working on the video. Apparently now when I go on the single shots, you lose audio. So I got to fix that.
Oh, and there's our ghost head
So
again.
people are commenting and stuff, but it doesn't affect the normal show. You should be downloading this podcast anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, but we got a lot of live watchers right now.
A minute ago, we're telling people to
you know what?
check out our Facebook.
You want to do both?
Now we're telling people to download.
You want to do both?
Episode.
I'm not. You know what it is? I'm going to be staying on the simple grid for today to help out our Facebook live.
Hey,
people.
we got a new review on iTunes. You
No
guys
special
check that out.
rants.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Well, if you look at the show notes every now and then, you'll see it.
I wrote the show notes.
Okay. Well, I updated the show notes. So I didn't put here's the review I'm pulling up now.
All right.
It says why are you guys not on the radio? You guys should be on 105.7. Great show.
I agree.
Listen all the time.
Totally agree.
I disagree completely. I'm a poorly paid educator here in the state of Maryland. I would make less money as I think a show host on 105.7.
Definitely.
So if you want to give me like a weekend gig, I could get behind a weekend gig.
I don't know.
But I'm
I know.
not doing the 1 to 3 show.
I know some of those guys make some pretty good money with that lineup.
But they're radio professionals.
Right? Yeah, you got to be a radio professional. You
We
got to
are
get good
professional
ratings.
knuckleheads.
Yeah, pretty much.
But you know what? I wish we were on 105.7 because I wouldn't have to be doing the producer role of playing all these buttons and dealing with the audio not working. I mean, when Steve Molesky's down in Sarasota broadcasting and you're hearing all of this popping and clicking and everything, no one's getting mad at Steve. It's all on Tiny Tim.
I don't know. Last week you were bashing Steve. It sounded like for the sound issues.
No, I was bashing 105, or not even 105.7. Whoever was doing it.
Yeah, we don't know who the producer
The
was.
MLB app, whatever it is.
Right? Not sure.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what's going on there. I was going to talk about with you guys pre-show, but I got here late, partly because I had issues with a 2-year-old hitting a baby. But Bert, I know you're probably not interested. I've been watching a lot of NBA this season, and I really feel disappointed that I didn't do any NBA fantasy this year. I decided just on driving over here.
Well, you'll make it up when we do our March Madness picks in a few weeks.
Yeah, fine. But I decided driving over here that I want to do something I haven't done since college, fantasy baseball.
Oh, you're in.
So, Josh, I don't know if we wanted to start a Section 336 fantasy baseball league, or if I'll just join some kind of random league, or if you're a listener and you have an opening in a fantasy baseball league, hit me up at Section 336.
Do you really want to play fantasy?
I just decided, yeah.
All right. It takes like a lot of work Like I was
baseball?
offered 3 different leagues, and I thought about it, and then I said I don't want to deal with
3
it.
different leagues? Who are
Yeah.
you? People, you just walk down the street. People offer you leagues.
He's
No.
a popular guy.
I'm active on Orioles Twitter.
Okay.
So if you want to be in a league, I'm sure
got
just
me
put
there.
in Twitter and people will invite you.
I'm afraid I maybe missed the drafts because
You might.
I also
Ryan
saw,
Blake has a league. He had some openings. Andrew Stecca had some
Oh,
openings.
really?
Yeah.
I'll put it on Twitter.
Put it on Twitter, and,
Okay.
and those guys will help you out.
But I thought that's what this show was. I think I have more listeners than I do followers.
I hope so.
Yeah. So,
But I doubt it.
I'm putting it out there here.
Okay.
If you have a league, hit me up
Hit-
at
reach
636
out.
or in the comments on the.
I was just
Facebook.
concerned that I would not be able to keep up with the
So
baseball
you're
league.
not in one.
I'm not
Have
in
you
one.
ever done one?
No.
I used to do it in college. Bert, have you ever
I've
done
done
one?
one. Yeah,
All right,
yeah. I've
here's
done
what scares
once
me
or
about a
twice.
baseball league. I got to pick pitchers like every single day, right?
You can set it up at the beginning of the week, though. Like you can go ahead and do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like
Okay, so I can treat it like fantasy football where I get on Sunday morning at 11 a.m.
a little bit. Now things change, right? Because
Right, 'cause
starters
lineups
change
and
stuff
stuff
lineups
change.
change. Yeah, but
Okay.
for the most part, I think you can preset it ahead.
All right.
For the week.
All right, then maybe I'm open to trying out. I want to be in a starter league.
For noobs.
Right, can we make a 336 league for noobs?
For people who have never played or haven't played
Right.
in 12 years.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. All right, we can get into some Orioles stuff here. And I want to get into a
Hey.
little bit of Ravens stuff as well.
All right. You know, I finally finished Astro Ball today.
Oh, yeah, I want to
It's
get your
taken
take
me-
on Astro Ball.
You want to know my quick take?
Yeah.
Yes.
Quick take, it's not going to work out for the Orioles. The quick take is it concerns me even more because, like, when the Astros were doing this was revolutionary stuff.
Yeah.
No one else was doing it. By now, everyone's doing it.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
saying. Like,
So it's totally concerned.
people say, "Oh, now the Orioles going to be cutting edge." Yeah, but everyone else has been cutting edge for the past 3 years.
Who's
So-
the it's taken me a few weeks to get through the book. Carlos Beltran.
Yeah,
They
sure.
brought him in as like a veteran leader,
Yeah.
guy in the clubhouse.
He was hitting home runs against us at the age of 50.
Right.
Yeah.
It to me feels like that's the type of role that a guy like Adam Jones would be great in here, as a veteran leadership, kind of teaching the young guys. They talked about how Beltran ran this whole kangaroo court in the locker room, which sounds familiar
A
with
la
what we
Frank
were
Robinson.
talking about recently.
Oh, yeah.
And how he made these WWE belts that he would give the one to a pitcher and one to a player every win, and that kind of brought this whole camaraderie together. So it's something where I feel like that is something that's missing. That's not something Chris Davis or Trey Mancini's going to be up to.
Well,
on
we
this
did sign
thing.
a couple of veterans, right? We signed Eric Young Jr.
Yeah.
and we also
Yeah.
signed Alcides Escobar.
Right. I don't see any of these guys being that guy. I think that that's something where you could get Adam Jones cheap and do a thing like that. The story of them getting Verlander in the trade was pretty cool because that went up to the very last minute of the second, not the first trade deadline, but like the second one that's in like August.
Right.
You know, where you got to clear waivers. It went down to Verlander submitted his papers to approve his no waive clause to
Right.
approve the trade. It got submitted to the commissioner's office at 11:59 and 58 seconds. So they just got that in, and
If it was the Orioles, we would have forgot to sign a piece of paper and it would have been
right,
late.
Yeah.
right. So it makes me see that Sig and Mike and some of the other guys, Jeff, they were doing some revolutionary stuff and really doing this balance of gut versus the computers. And I'm glad we have those guys on our side. I am concerned now when the rest of the league is also doing it, and when I look at our division even, and I see the Yankees and Red Sox who are they've got young players. Like, they did a rebuild without getting bad.
Right, because they
So-
have the
They're
Because
like
they've
3
got
steps ahead of
combination
us.
Right.
of young players, advanced
Yeah.
front office, and they can spend as much money as they want.
Right. So that makes me more concerned about the Orioles.
Manny Machado wanted to sign with
The-
them, but the Yankees said, no, we're good.
Right.
Think about that for a
exactly.
second.
Yeah.
Houston had those years of first number one draft picks in a row. The Orioles don't have that to work with.
Right.
So I do have my concerns after reading Astro Ball. Astro Ball is impressive, and it's more impressive than Moneyball on what they did, and it's like the next evolution of Moneyball. But it makes me say, all right, well, What's the next thing now that everyone's doing this?
Right, because by the time the Orioles catch up to everyone else, they'll already be on to the next thing. And we'll still be
and
behind.
it's like, is this... I get that we've got the guys who started all this, but if they're stuck in their old waves, where's the new guy, the revolutionary guy? You hear it in football all the time about bringing in a new innovative coach.
Right.
Where's the new hot front office guy that's doing this? Is it the same guys? Ken Mike Elias? We saw Theo Epstein.
I agree. Mike Elias is so old.
No. That's not what I'm saying.
He's got gray hair and he's hot.
Like we saw Theo Epstein go from win with the Red Sox, then go to the Cubs and win with them. But those are two teams that had all this money to spend.
Right.
Can a team go to a small market like Houston to a mid market like the Orioles and do the same thing? We haven't seen that yet.
Yeah.
So
that's a generous mid market.
I trust. Yes. I trust the process. I think Houston's actually larger than Baltimore, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Much.
I trust the process. I trust Mike Elias. I'll do the whole walk with Elias thing. But I'm telling you, reading the book about Mike Elias concerns me.
Yeah, and this is my whole thing, my whole point too. Like, Mike Elias is the best guy we could have hired. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we'll automatically be good in 3 years. He got some drafts wrong in Houston. A lot of things went right for them in Houston. And like you just said, every other team has been doing this for a while. And so you need Mike Elias, you're right, not to be complacent, though he seems like the kind of guy, him and Sig, that are going to push the envelope, that are going to try to find new ways to innovate and develop and get talent. Something the Orioles really have going for them this year, though, is the number one pick. The catcher, Rushman, seems to be like a can't-miss number one pick catcher. No one's talking about Bobby Witt anymore.
Right. No more quit for Witt.
Yeah. I don't know, Andy Rushman. I don't know what it's a rhyming word that goes with him. I don't know.
Well, it doesn't matter now. There's the season play out. Doesn't matter on that.
That's true. We got to find out who the guy in the next
draft
is.
season. Yeah.
Is Mike Elias heavily featured in that book?
It's a lot of Sig.
Yeah.
A lot of Sig. More Sig than Mike, I think, in that book. But it was a good book. Very good read. You guys should check it out. Just concerning.
Does anyone buy my conspiracy that Josh purposely has the audio break on Facebook every week just so he'll get more comments on the Facebook feed? Because a lot of people are quick to comment on the no sound. They'll sit there quietly throughout the entire show. They'll say, hey, guys, comment on Facebook. They'll sit there quietly. But the second they don't hear a sound, Josh hears it.
That's all right. That means they're listening.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You know what? It's my fault.
Or not listening.
It irritates me, but I want them to tell me rather than me go to the whole show and not know there's audio.
All right. And I got Dave Westwood said he has some openings in a keeper league. That makes me a little bit nervous, the whole keeper league thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of commitment.
But I'm definitely interested. If I'm going to go all in. So I can't talk and click on Yahoo because I'm totally focused and devoted to the show.
You can do it later.
You're doing a job right now.
You see, Dave also mentioned he bought a Chance Sisco jersey. That seems like a risky jersey.
Hey, he's the leading home runs, right?
Yeah, in all of baseball. This spring, it's really interesting. If you look at, and I'm not going to even read out their numbers, because the numbers don't matter at this point in spring training. The numbers don't matter at all in spring training.
Right.
I made a comment who I've been impressed with on Twitter, and someone came back saying, yeah, but Joey Rickard's always good in spring training. And then I went back and looked at his numbers, and the guy's right. Like, Joey Rickard is always good in spring training, like batting well over 300 in spring training. And so these spring training stats really don't matter, especially this early when there's only been a few games.
Right.
You talk about Chance Sisco leading all of baseball with 4 home runs.
Yeah, right.
But with all that said, though, with that kind of caveat, the players who are producing are the guys you really want to see produce. Like, I really don't care if Eric Young Jr. puts up big numbers in spring training.
Sure.
I really don't care, frankly, how Andrew Kashner, how he does. But who I want to see do well is Diaz. Who I want to see well is Hayes, Chance Sisco.
Right.
These young players, even on the pitching side, Mike Wright and David Hess have played really well. I want to see these guys play well as opposed to the veterans. So it's not just that guys are playing well for the Orioles. I think the guys who are playing well are these young players, which is the ideal scenario, right? Like it's good that they're playing well. Does it mean Chance Sisco is going to be an all-star catcher this year?
Right.
It
doesn't mean Diaz is starting with the big league this year.
Right.
It's all...
I know, but Josh, I don't like that. It doesn't mean Diaz starting with the big league. I like when people throw out, like, extreme examples. Like it does. Am I saying Diaz will go into the Hall of Fame next year? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, you know who does it all the time?
That sounds like an impression of somebody.
Scott Garceau does that all the time with 5'7". Like, I think Joe Flacco's a good quarterback. Am I saying he's better than Tom Brady? No. But he's a quarterback. That's what he said. I don't really. People make those extreme comparisons.
Yeah,
but no, I think it's good that the young players. So when you look at who's playing well in spring training, don't just look at how well they're playing. Like, look at who's playing well. And you really want these young players to play well. But it's so complicated, right? Because you see some of the guys we're throwing. I follow the Orioles really closely. I even follow the minor leagues really closely. They're throwing some guys out in the mound who are like up in minor league camp, like split squad
guys
games.
I've never heard of.
I literally have never heard of these guys.
Yeah.
And so you don't know who, like,
we're facing.
Yeah, who Chance Sisco's hitting home runs off. Like, it's all complicated,
yeah,
right?
It's not Verlander on the other side.
Yeah, and even if it is, it's not him in peak form, right?
Right.
Sure.
So all of this is taken with a grain of salt. But with that said, it's good to see some young players playing really well. Like I mentioned, Diaz, Austin Hayes, Chance Sisco, all those guys. Good to see. Santander's had a couple big games.
Right.
So it's good to see this guy's playing well.
Chris Davis has struck out like 7 times.
Eesh.
There's a lot of I've noticed online there's a lot of people that love to hate on Chris Davis.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of looking past that, but I am a little concerned of, is it time for Chris Davis to retire? Is he not a baseball player?
He doesn't make the big league squad.
Like, how do you?
Is that
how do you?
Is that your bold prediction?
Bold prediction.
It's very interesting to see what Mike Elias does with Chris Davis if he's not hitting the ball, and when you've got guys like Mancini, of course, and Trumbo, who could play first base and DH, and then you've got Mountcastle, who's having a good spring as well. To see, what do? Do you just keep Mountcastle down more?
Here's what I'm going to say.
You don't care. I know that.
This is the only time I will talk about Chris Davis during spring training. This is the only time. I think most Oriole fans are idiots with this thing. Chris Davis comes in, and what happens? He strikes out almost every time, and people are mad about it. Mm-hmm. I was not mad. I didn't tweet anything about it. I was not upset at all. I was not frustrated. I saw people tweeting they're frustrated in Chris Davis. What?
Yeah, there's nothing to be...
If someone comes in and does exactly what you expect them to do, I don't know how you can be frustrated. Like, I assume every time Chris Davis comes to the plate, he will strike out. When he hit that home run, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I want to tweet about that home run because I didn't expect it. I expect him to strike out every single time. What, you thought since Mike Elias is here that all of a sudden Chris Davis will come to camp and be able to hit the ball again? Like, why are people at all...
Who's the new
I don't understand why people are even... This isn't a top conversation.
Who's the new hitting coach? I don't remember the new hitting coach. But if I was him...
It's not Scott Kubal.
No, but I'd go to Davis and I say, hey, we're going to troll all Oriole fans. We're going to put you in this lineup, but I want you to go there and just look at pitches the entire time. Get your head used to looking at pitches. Don't swing.
It's like saying it's someone tweeting out.
We'll work on you in practice. It's like saving our star pitcher.
Well, yeah.
We want everyone to think you still suck, even though you're going to have a good season.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what they're doing. It's like if someone tweeted out, Matt's peeing at 10 o'clock. I pee at 10 o'clock every day. I go to the urinal. I pee at 10 o'clock. It's not newsworthy, right? When something happens every single day.
You have a urinal at home?
Well,
that sounds like newsworthy.
At school, Monday through Friday.
He's not home at 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
I was thinking PM.
Oh, no,
that's when people break into his house.
That's the beginning of my break. They break in at any time. At the beginning of my break from teaching, I go in urinal. You don't tweet about it because now if I ever do something crazy, like going at 12, you might tweet about it because it's unusual. But you don't tweet about and you don't express frustrations for things you see every single day. So
I am now scheduling a tweet for 10 a.m. tomorrow.
The only time you'll see me ever tweet about Chris Davis is if he does something unusual. But as long as he goes up there and strikes out every day, I'm not going to be upset.
When's enough enough?
I expect him to do it every single time.
Right, but when's enough?
At what point is it hurting the team?
What point is it hurting the team? You don't think it was hurting the team last year?
No, it was.
He didn't say that.
But what's your extreme?
It's always hurting the team. It's been hurting the team the past 2 years.
So what's the end?
Huh?
How long do you deal with it?
How long do you watch
what's
Chris
the
Davis
end
strike
game?
Out? Fine, that's the only interesting question with this. I don't know. Do you watch Chris Davis strike out for a month? Do you watch Chris Davis strike out for an entire year? Do you watch Chris Davis strike out for a year and a half? That's an interesting discussion.
That's the
How
whole
long
point.
do you watch Chris Davis strike out?
That's the whole point of this discussion. There's no anger. It's what do the Orioles do when they've got a backlog
That's not
of
what
first
it's about.
basemen?
Josh, find out when Rakubako tweets the stats of Chris Davis. Go and read the comments.
Rakubako.
It's not right.
Rakubako, when Rakubako tweets
No, I see
about the average, see what people say.
I've seen it.
It's not a
this
debate
weekend.
on how
He's seen it.
No, Chris Davis strikes out, and my timeline
people
goes.
are upset. People are upset.
Chris Davis hits a home run, and nothing moves. So yeah,
Right, but I would say the home run is tweet-worthy because that never
Totally
happened.
agree.
A walk, a ground ball to shortstop, people should lose their minds.
That's why I started this conversation with. We've got this fascination somehow in Orioles
No,
fans.
not
that
we, you.
No, I didn't know. Not me. I'm not tweeting about Chris Davis striking out. I'm saying I'm fascinated by the Oriole fans who are obsessed with like celebrating his strikeouts.
No, see, I'm more fascinated by people who are upset by it. Like, why are you be upset
That's
by
across the board. You love to see people fail and fall, and you get enjoyment
You know
out
what it
of
is?
it.
It's like when Michael Crabtree kept dropping the ball, and it's like that's what you expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in fairness, he dropped the ball, like 40% of the time? Chris Davis strikes out about 99% of
Nah,
the time.
it's 38% last year.
Drop rate?
Strikeout rate.
38%?
38%.
Oh, he's going to blow that up this year.
He could.
He's going to blow
He
it up.
could.
Well, yeah, because
What's the strikeout rate in the spring so far? It's got to be like
It's got to
80%.
be like I think it's around 60 or 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a home run. Does he have a walk? I think every out's a strikeout.
Has he
I don't
actually
know.
made contact with a pitched ball?
I mean, he hit that home run that Josh tweeted about.
I don't think I tweeted. Where's all the tweets about it? Is what I tweeted. Yeah. I don't know. Oh, and Don Long is the.
Oh yeah,
is
yeah.
the hitting
Oh, how
coach.
could we forget a name like Don Long?
Yeah.
Dong Long.
Yeah. Come on now. We talk about how Brandon Hyde, his whole? I don't know what you guys want to talk about today, but I want to touch briefly on how Brandon Hyde's strategy is already backfiring.
What strategy? The loosen up, have fun, enjoy each other,
To be aggressive.
be aggressive.
Aggressive.
Yeah.
Be aggressive.
You mean the rash of pinky injuries?
Yes. From stealing. Trey Mancini trying to steal.
And
hurt
someone
his
else.
pinky.
Who else?
Villar.
Villar had a hurt pinky
injured.
also.
2 injured pinkies from this aggressive. I don't know how.
Hey, what
Villar
it
hurt his
sounds
pinky,
like is we
but
need
Trey
those. We
Mancini-
need more slide-in
Those gloves.
You know,
those
the ones,
oven mitts.
Yeah,
looking
the oven
things.
mitts.
That did you? I listened to Trey Mancini's interview. He said next time I'm stealing a base.
I'm wearing
which,
the oven
Trey,
mitt.
first of all, why are you stealing bases? But because Brandon Hyde's saying be aggressive, make aggressive
Right.
mistakes, make aggressive mistakes.
Yeah.
But he said the only time I'm stealing, either I'm sliding feet first or I'm wearing oven mitts.
Good. I think that they should. I think that should be the Oriole way. When you get on base, you wear oven mitts. That way, they don't know who's stealing. Everyone's wearing oven mitts.
They all wear oven mitts.
And don't even worry about getting the real slide protectors. Just go get some of those Oriole giveaway oven mitts.
Well, you hear about the story Alex Bregman, who's a baseball player for the Astros.
Yes.
Yeah. Did he get the butt slide?
No, he got hit in the elbow with a baseball.
Okay.
But the story, that's not the story. That happens in baseball.
Sure.
The story is the night before he had a dream about it. And so he wore a guard that he borrowed from a teammate, and it hit the guard, and he's
Wow.
okay. Isn't that freaky?
That's
amazing.
That's some Alex Jones material right there.
Joe, listen to me, Joe.
Because Alex Jones talks about how he dreamt about things that then happened when he was an adult.
Yeah, we're a fan of good podcasts, even
Yeah.
other podcasts, and you guys should check out the Joe Rogan.
If you got to spare 5 hours,
Jones.
it's very entertaining.
Yeah, podcast. That was good stuff this past week.
I will check that out.
Yeah, you should check it out. Other stuff from spring training. I don't want to steal anybody's thunder. You
No,
guys,
go with it. Go.
All right.
What do you have?
Well, I also wanted to mention that Brandon Hyde slogan about aggressive mistakes. You only make mistakes when you're aggressive. I get his point, but that's almost like you're asking for trouble.
That
You're
sounds
asking
like the
people-
new Oriole T-shirt. Let's
That-
give away aggressive mistakes.
Yeah, maybe that's another one. Aggressive mistakes. Caution wet floor combining with aggressive mistakes sounds dangerous. I mean, but the windmill, Bobby Dickerson, he was doing aggressive mistakes long before Brandon Hyde got there.
Sure.
Right.
That's interesting.
But now he wants the players to make those mistakes.
Yeah. Are you guys, which I get, take chances, then you can learn from the chances.
And again, in a season that nothing matters, take chances.
Yeah. You guys think we're going to have more stolen bases and home runs this year?
than home runs?
I don't think so, but perhaps. No, we can't.
No way.
No way. No,
Not a
because
chance. That's insane.
More stolen bases than home runs?
Well, that's
Yeah. No way.
I mean, if you go bad numbers, you give Mancini 25.
That's probably never happened to any team ever.
More stolen bases than home runs?
Sounds like an Astros type stat from a few years ago. But if you give Mancini 25, you give Davis 15. You're already up to 40. You give do we have any other home run hitters on this team?
Chancisco, 4.
All right, we'll give Cisco. We'll give him 10. Now we're up to 50.
Well, he's on a pace to hit like 75.
I know, but he's got to do like a split
100,
thing.
forget that.
We'll give Mullins 10. We're up to 60.
Guys, what if Chancisco breaks the all-time?
Oh, I forgot
home run
Trumbo.
record?
I'm giving Trumbo 10. I mean, we're going to hit about 80, 90 home runs. So there's no way we're getting more than 60 stolen bases.
Yeah, no,
There's no way.
it's a pipe dream.
All right. Last year, Cleveland had the most stolen bases, 135. There was,
They stole 135 bases?
yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
That's almost one a game?
But I bet they had more home runs.
I don't know. That's a pretty high number.
The team with the least amount of home runs was 128.
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
close,
let's look at this.
it's close.
Tampa Bay had 150 home runs, and Tampa Bay stolen base wise had, let me pull it up
12?
here, 128. So they were only
They were close.
Close.
They were
way.
close.
So,
All right. So if you want to be aggressive and make aggressive mistakes, maybe.
I'm not saying that's my bold prediction.
Well, you're right. You got a few
Look out
more.
for that
You
one.
got a few more
We
weeks
got
to
it.
think about it.
Yeah, I'm going to look at the stats a little bit closer.
you're gonna have a whole team of Ricky Hendersons, but if they're playing at Camden Yards, they're gonna hit home runs, even if they're not power hitters.
Yeah.
Camden Yards, home run friendly.
I'd love a whole team of Ricky Hendersons.
Oh, that'd be
that'd be so much fun to watch.
That would be fun to watch.
Are you guys okay? And then I know like Josh is like, Matt, shut up so I can get to the promotional calendar to talk about a new gnome I'm going to get. But before we get there,
Is there a new gnome? I don't think there's a new gnome. Maybe there is.
New gnome.
they made the first round of cuts. That was sad to see. Hunter Harvey,
I saw that. That was the headline, right?
yeah, Hunter Harvey. How come? Bert, 1 second they're saying Hunter Harvey's stuff looks great. Next minute he's got the green slip. He's cut.
Yeah.
They realized that he barely pitched in the past
He's not
5
ready
years.
yet. He's not ready yet.
Yeah, this is not. Yeah, this is him being able to get more work in the spring camp or whatever. The other one that kind of surprised some people is Mike Yastrzemski. He's a little bit. I mean, he's a minor league guy, a little bit older, not in the 40-man outfielder. People thought maybe they should give him more of a look. Mike Yastrzemski is not one of those top prospects. So if he's going to make the majors, it kind of has to be now before all these top prospects come. So some people are hoping that Mike Yastrzemski would get a better look, but he went away with first cuts as well.
Speaking of guys with famous fathers,
Grandfather and Yastrzemski.
Oh, the grandfathers, yeah. Ancestors, if you will.
Sure.
Did I not see Ryan Ripken
Yes.
late substitution the other day?
Yes, he was
interesting.
called up in the. I think it was a split squad thing, and he was called up from the minor league camp just to make an appearance,
Very cool.
and then promptly sent right back down.
Sure.
Where he belongs.
Yeah, to the kiddies table. Josh, what about a Ryan Ripken jersey?
It's a little early. I'll take a Billy or a Cal.
Did you think, Josh, if you're really all on board with these minor leaguers, like you say you are, and you're not a hypocrite, maybe you should get a minor league jersey? What about like a Mountcastle Norfolk Tides jersey? I think that'd be kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
There's an idea.
But do they put? They put names on the back of minor league jerseys.
Or a DL Hall Frederick Keys jersey, something like that.
Yeah, I could go with a Bay Sox jersey. I'd like a Bay Sox jersey.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe Dean Kramer on the Bay Sox.
There's no way I'm ever taking a pitcher.
Okay, fine.
They don't work out
No way.
in the Orioles.
Draw the line at pitching.
Okay, they might turn into a good reliever though.
Right. Like a Britain type thing.
Yeah.
This is completely off topic, but you know how we have your dad in here anytime a famous Oriole dies.
Sure.
I almost invited my wife on the show to talk about Luke Perry passing away today. 90210 fame.
Okay, I would not know who Luke Perry was.
I assumed, Bert, that you would be prepared.
Neither one of
to
you
cover
know who
this.
Luke Perry is?
No, I watched 90210.
I would not recognize him if he walked into the room.
I've seen all the episodes. When I was a
90210
kid.
was the bomb when we were kids.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
52
I've seen
years
all that.
old, stroke.
Yeah, but I saw that story and I said, I do a sports podcast. No reason to talk about Luke Perry.
I'd love Luke Perry.
Unless you want to talk about him in 8 seconds.
Well, all right, here's the Oriole relation.
Or is
Luke
it 6
Perry,
seconds?
Luke Perry is definitely the inspiration for Brady Anderson's look. Brady Anderson,
yeah, that's
sideburns, pompadour. He was the Luke Perry of the Orioles.
I'm familiar
with Dylan McKay.
I'm familiar with Matthew Perry.
That's a different guy.
Or Luke Scott.
Chandler Bing.
Yeah.
Anyway, reel us back in. There was your Orioles connection. Brady Anderson, still
Josh,
alive and well.
Josh, I'll give you. It's 8:06 right now. I'll give you to 8:20 if you want to talk about. No, I'm changing it to 8:15 if you want to talk about the promotions.
We can talk about the promotions.
9 minutes.
I think the promotions are completely lame, but I was going to tell you about Birdland Radio. Because that's what I've been working on all week.
Okay, yeah.
You've been doing like schoolwork and all.
Breaking news.
Yeah, and baby, this is better.
Yeah, the baby.
This is better than promotions.
We can get to promotions after this.
I want you to promote this promotion, not the other promotions.
Because we got, as of a few days ago, Birdland Radio is now completely booked up.
Nice.
We teased it a little bit last week that it's going to be Sunday, March 31st. Make sure to follow Birdland Radio on Twitter for all the news. And here's the shows that are joining us. We've got Perched at the Yard coming back. This is our second Birdland Radio, right?
Third.
Did
we skipped last year.
We did 2 and then we skipped a year?
Yeah.
Because remember, year 1, we had Chris Davis. Year 2, we had Trey Mancini.
Oh,
I can't wait to see who Josh is going to get for year 3.
I forgot about that.
Pressure.
Wait, did we really? All right. I got to find someone for this year.
Yeah.
We can just replay the Bud Norris interview.
Right. Bud Norris isn't doing anything now. We can get him.
Yeah.
All right, so our third.
Get Adam Jones.
This is our third Birdland Radio.
Yeah.
If you haven't listened, if you missed it a couple years ago, this is our chance to kind of help out and do something together with other Baltimore sports podcasts, Baltimore local podcasts.
And they better listen to it because every bozo in FanFest came up to me and Matt saying, we want Birdland Radio back.
And by bozo, Bert means loyal listener.
Of course.
Right.
336ers. We love you.
That's
Coconuts.
And that's also helped with getting Birdland Radio back. Is by bugging you guys on FanFest. So definitely let us know what you want to hear.
Fine, you win.
That adjusts the show. You win. We're doing Birdland Radio. It's packed. Shows that are joining us is we're starting at 9 a.m. on the 31st, and we're going to go until 10 p.m.
Wow.
We've got the Maryland Sports Blog / Perched at the Yard. Perched at the Yard joined us a couple years ago.
Uh-huh.
They'll be back, and they're going to be then with Brian Pinter from Maryland Sports Blog.
Maryland's best sports blog.
You can't trash them before the show.
What? I said their
Wait
best
till
sports
after.
blog. What? I didn't say anything.
Adam Pohl is coming with BaltimoreBaseball.com. We all know he does an excellent shit job.
Love Adam Pohl.
We had him on just a couple days ago.
What?
You all right?
What?
Josh had a stutter in there and sounded like something I don't think he meant to say.
I stumbled over show.
Oh, can you do it again? I missed it.
Ryan Blake and Kyle Andrew and RDT, all 336 guests are coming on, and they're going to do a little talk, a little show, but some Barstool talk, some being, what are they, groundskeepers?
Grounds crew
talk. Yeah. Birdland BS is coming in after them. The Extra Point Show after them. A new show, Baseball is Boring, or Baseball's Boring. I think it's apostrophe S, but they're coming in. The Playoff Pitch with Paul Vale from Utah Street is coming in.
We've had him on before.
Yeah,
I think he was in studio, right? All these guys have been with us before.
Most of these guys have joined us before.
Absolutely.
We've got a little twist where we've got Not Your Mama's Christian Podcast, which is a local podcast up in like the Marysville area, I think. And they're going to come in, because they're big Oriole fans, Raven fans as well. They're going to come in and do a show. Cool. We've got the Warehouse Podcast. And a new guy who I found last year. I really enjoyed this guy. Full Count Chaos. It's one guy who does the show all by himself, and he does a good job. So those are all the shows lining up.
Bert, how long do you think you could last doing a show all by yourself?
3 minutes and 36 seconds. Those were tough. Remember?
We did used to do that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but Josh, that's a great lineup.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We're mixing in some wiffle ball this year, where we're going to play wiffle ball against each other right next to the house. If you want to play wiffle ball, we probably have a few slots for listeners that you can come and play and join us. But we're going to be doing some broadcasting from the wiffle ball field as well in between shows.
So it
should be a lot of fun. That's Mid-Atlantic Wiffle Ball is coming and putting on that event for us.
Cool.
I want to get some good video of Bert trying to swing against some of these guys, some of the professionals.
That's the plan. They're going to bring in some professional wiffle ball pitchers.
Some ringers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then we're going to go out there and have fun. We're going to do...
I'm glad you said ringers. I almost said swingers.
No,
I was trying to think of the word.
You're doing the swinging.
Right.
They're doing the ringing.
So it'll be available on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all the stuff we normally do. Big focus on video this year, as all the shows will be on video, and then we will be doing video broadcasts from the wiffle ball field as well. So mark your calendars, March 31st.
And a special prize for any 336ers who sit there at their computer watching all 12 hours.
Yeah, phone calls. We're going to take phone calls.
Oh, nice, nice.
So I don't know what
I'm all
shows
about
are taking
calls.
phone calls, but I know that Section 336 is
In the late hour.
in the late hour.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to say, you're going to wake up, set your alarm for 9 a.m., call us.
If you want to, maybe we'll take calls in the early hour, but we're definitely taking calls starting at 8:30 in the evening for 336. I do know that. But that's Birdland Radio.
Birdland Radio,
Yeah.
March 31.
No giveaways at Birdland Radio. All the giveaways.
We're giving away a whole day of content.
And then there
Right.
is an Oriole game that day, right?
There is. We're starting it a few days in, but the games are in New York. The Orioles start up with 3 games in New York. So it'll be kind of cool. We'll be doing our bold predictions after 2 games.
We'll
or
probably
3
be
games.
2-0 at that point, I would imagine.
Right.
Of course.
Yep. Well, since they didn't take Manny Machado, Yankees are there to be beat.
Yeah.
All right. So the Orioles put out their promo schedule on like Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
I think it was
It's-
Wednesday
it's
this week.
8:12. You have 3 minutes to talk about it.
Oh, gosh.
Did you guys have a chance to look over it at all?
No, I didn't, and I'm not going to.
I looked at it briefly.
All right,
I was
so you can
disappointed
tell
in
me
the
about it.
All right.
I
Well,
was disappointed in the lack of pictures for a lot of these items.
Yeah, big lack of pictures.
Because maybe some of them don't exist yet.
I will say
True.
this. Remember, we talked about this during the offseason that, hey, the Orioles need to step up the promotion plan because you got to find a way to get people into the stadium because they're not going to go to watch baseball. So the Orioles unveiled some stuff. Here's some
Because we, like last year, you guys were a fan of the Game of Thrones night, the
WWE,
October.
So
Oktoberfest, yeah.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones night is back.
Mimosa Day.
There is
breakfast.
brunch.
There's a Trey Mancini, Trey and BB-8 bobblehead
And it's on May the 4th,
for May the 4th.
Star Wars Day.
So, that-
Oh, Bert, I'm sure you're all over that, right?
May the 4th be with you.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care about the giveaway.
I think it's kind of a lame bobblehead. Nothing fancy about it. Nothing special. Except BB-8's next to him.
I don't particularly
also-
care for like the themed bobblehead.
And here's my problem with the theme
So
bobblehead.
the
It's
BB-8's
same-
not a player, though, right?
No.
Who would be a good BB-8 player?
Like
Who's a good
guess-
round fat man?
what do you want? The Sidney Ponzone down there all curled up?
Yeah. I mean, Bartolo Colombo
I
is
do
now
like-
with the Orioles.
All right.
Who would be-
I can
who
think
is
of
the
that guy,
shortest-
Nick Johnson. Remember Nick Johnson?
Sure.
If
Little
Who's
chubby
the-
guy with a mustache?
if they just put any player there curled up as a ball, I'd be for it.
Yeah.
I'd be fine with that. The problem also
smallest
is
guy on the team,
my
maybe.
problem also that they do with the Trey Mancini bobblehead and the Game of Thrones bobblehead and is those giveaways are only if you buy the more expensive ticket in the
Right.
separate section.
Package.
It's not a give everyone.
That was a new thing last year, right?
Yeah, that was a new
special
thing
package.
last year.
Is who's on the Game of Thrones bobblehead? You know what
They
I'm
have not
curious
announced
about?
it yet.
Yeah,
it will
that's
not
what
be
I thought.
Kevin Gausman.
Because A, there's not very promotable players on this team.
No, and that's clear
B-
in the giveaways.
If you want to argue that like there's name recognition in like a Michael Givens or Dylan Bundy, you don't even know if they're going to be around come All-Star break, right? Because they could be trade candidates.
Right.
So it makes it a little bit hard to do the bobblehead or T-shirt thing.
All right, so here's a who. I'm going to just steal RDT's list where he listed off some of them rather than go through the whole calendar.
Okay. How about
So
you
this
have
is
him
his,
just come on
this
to the
is his
podcast
top
for
10.
you?
So June 25th, we've got an Oriole Bird Nutcracker. Do you like that at all? A little Christmas celebration,
I
6
like
months till Christmas?
Anything that's different, I like. So actually, I'm okay with that. I still use
All right.
the Oriole wine stoppers. By the way, I use those.
All
One of
right.
the rare giveaways that I actually use.
All right, they do have a floppy hat night in June, but that's the same thing they do every year. That's like just an Oriole tradition. Bert, how about June 11th? You
yes.
down for
It's already on my calendar.
Margaritaville night?
Yes. In fact, that's something
Now,
that
they're
many
calling it
baseball
Margaritaville, but there's no Jimmy Buffett mentioned.
No, but it doesn't have to be.
They
Tons
might
of
as well just call that Burt Rohde night. Shoot.
tons of Major League Baseball teams have done this in prior years, Margaritaville night, and it's just themed around Jimmy Buffett music and the lifestyle and everything. And I was crossed my fingers that the Orioles will do it this year, and they have. And I'm going. It's already on my calendar. I'm not
right.
going to miss that one.
What's the giveaway for that?
The T-shirt? There's a T-shirt
you
with
can-
it says it's 7:05 somewhere.
Right, and then you can
A
buy,
play on it's
I think
5
you can
o'clock
get
somewhere.
special tickets in with margaritas or something.
When is the James Taylor night going to be?
I'm sure there's going to be like a margarita themed party out in
Don't
the,
you have like a parrot
picnic
head corner
area
or something?
Yeah.
And for $25, this 12-ounce margarita can be yours.
Right. May 29th, I will not be going to the Oriole game because it is Bark at the Park.
Thank you.
And I have no need
And that's
to go.
only the first one. They're having more than one.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. September 10th is another one where I will be staying home.
Mark your calendar of games
I
not
will
to go
watch
to.
those games on the TV.
But no goats at the yard, right? No goats at the yard. Give all the love to the dogs.
Hold on.
Meanwhile, my
Yep.
goats are sitting home crying.
Is Bark at the Park limited to just dogs? What if you have a pet pig? Can you take that? Or a pet goat?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Is that
I think
pet racism?
Didn't our friend Carne Cabeza try and get the pig in last year? I remember that being a thing. I think he got declined
Was it
being
for a
able to
Bark at
bring
the
his
Park night,
pig
though?
to bark at the park.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure that was a
doesn't
thing.
sound right.
I don't know. He can confirm.
Yeah.
All right, they're
But
bringing.
yeah, I'm not even going to go in the town of Baltimore. I might leave the state for bark in the park.
Right.
I think that what is this? What are we, a minor league squad?
No, all right, what is this? You guys jump. I'm the original
You
OG
are.
dog hater. You guys are trying to jump on the boat with me. I mean, that's cool as long as I'm still the captain dog hater.
I think we've
It's a
accepted
good-
as a show we don't like dogs.
It's a good. I feel like it's a really good boat to be on.
Where do the dogs all go to the bathroom? At the stadium?
Everywhere. Yeah.
No,
All right.
It's unnecessary.
In July, the Orioles are doing another Hawaiian shirt night. Are we tired of this yet?
Yeah, I've already got
I don't care.
one too many.
I've brought mine out of the closet one time since I've gotten it.
I tried to
Once.
eBay 3 of them. Nobody cares.
No.
All right, a bunch of T-shirt nights. One of the T-shirts that they announced already is a Why Not shirt.
I saw that.
So we can all get behind that. We like that.
That's a fun idea.
Of course,
Yeah.
that's the only T-shirt they've announced so far. My guess is that they'll do what's a process type shirt for like a Michael Elias type thing, like the Astros did.
Do you
Caution
think
red
is
color?
that Why Not shirt? Is it that like a 30th anniversary? Or they're gonna like
Yes.
honor
Oh,
the team
yeah.
that didn't make the playoffs and bring Joe Orslack out and everything?
They are. I don't know if they announced. I think they announced the date. I think it's in July or June. But yeah, there's going to be a 30th anniversary, and they bring the team back.
Yeah, August
Just
30th.
no manager.
I'm sorry, August 9th.
They're doing a Maryland flag replica jersey again. My guess is they do like a 19 on the back and no player. Just go with the year because I don't know what player you promote.
Well, that's what it was last year, just an 18 on the back. Again, another one that's played out. They've done it like the last 4 years.
Exactly.
Nobody needs
right.
another one.
I didn't see a Maryland flag hat on the schedule this year, but that's played out too. All right, here's the one day that I'm going to have to go buy tickets for. Tuesday, July 16th versus the Nationals. We have the Brooks Robinson bobblehead giveaway.
Yeah.
And I think they announced that's like a 35,000 person giveaway. So
First 25,000 fans, 15 and over.
20, do you think we'll have 25,000 fans at any game this year?
The Nationals are in town.
They're doing some cool stuff, like they're doing movie nights, like the minor leagues do, where you can go and sit on the field, out in the outfield, and watch a game. They're doing a league of their own.
I saw that.
With you can get like the Peaches hat.
Rockford Peaches hat.
What
Yeah.
I don't like is that they're doing it on Angel when the Angels are in town, and I really feel like if the Angels are in town, you should be doing Angels in the outfield. But whatever. I'm sure they'll do Sandlot. Maybe they'll do the new Sandlot TV show out there. But that's kind of the promotions. Nothing really special. Nothing to say, hey, the product on the field sucks, so at least these promotions are amazing.
Yeah.
One giveaway with a player, Trey Mancini, and that's because that's the only player most people in city can name. I struggled over some words there, but I mean, if you gave a giveaway of any player, who would it be right now? If you crossed out no Trey Mancini giveaway, what do you do? There's probably going to be a Cedric Mullins T-shirt because people learned who he was last year.
Well, and T-shirts are easy to decide like the week or two beforehand.
Right.
But bobbleheads are a different beast.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. You saw there's a Field of Dreams movie night too, boys.
I know. I love Field of Dreams, but I don't need to watch it at a stadium.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to watch it at a cornfield, that sounds pretty cool.
Oh, and you didn't mention the Orioles Nutcracker is on June 25th. It's a halfway to Christmas celebration game.
I mentioned that. I said 6 months to Christmas.
Oh, I didn't see. I was zoned out.
Is that against the Padres?
Yes, it is.
Oh man, Are we worried that some Oriole fans might use those nutcrackers as weapons?
I think they should have did a Manny Machado nutcracker.
I know
get one more giveaway out of Manny.
Caleb Joseph will be nowhere nearby on Nutcracker night.
Yeah, they had to wait till he left for us to do this night.
That was considered insensitive.
So why didn't... I feel like Caleb Joseph would have totally gotten behind a Caleb Joseph nutcracker. That sounds like the perfect missed opportunity. It's like the Jonathan scope of ice cream. You missed that opportunity. You missed the Caleb Joseph nutcracker.
Missed opportunities. What are you gonna do?
All right, I want to get to a couple things here before we run on the show.
Sure.
If you guys don't mind.
Yeah, let's knock it out.
Manny Machado made some comments saying, Josh, do you have the comments in front of you?
Baltimore showed me no love. I can pull up the exact quote if you want.
Yeah, go ahead and do that. And then in response to that, Peter Schmuck, I called out the Baltimore Sun reporters last week for kind of being soft. And Peter Schmuck did have an article this week that kind of went after Manny Machado.
There you go.
He called Manny Machado, quote...
So you can go after someone when they leave Baltimore?
Yeah, his quote was, "My favorite man-child just took a big shot at the Orioles." He goes on to say, this is Peter Schmuck in the Baltimore Sun last week. He goes on to say, "Machado is a product of his environment, and I'm not talking about where he grew up or who he hangs out with in the offseason. It is an environment populated only by people who know what it's like to think that 7 years at $30 million per year is an insulting contract offer. It's an environment where handlers hover around you and tell you what to say and when to say it. For Machado, that has created a strange internal dynamic where the good Manny generally is in control of the impulse to tell you what he really thinks, but the bad Manny sometimes breaks out and tells you how he really feels."
Right. So here's the quote. The Orioles drafted me. I did a lot for that community. I did a lot for this state. They didn't show me a little bit of love. It is what it is.
Yeah, I want to say...
Can I ask what Manny did for the state? Like, seriously?
The crabbing industry loved him.
Like, I get it.
Are you serious?
He says, I did a lot for that community. I did a lot for the state.
Yeah.
What did he do for the community?
When he was called up, right?
Yeah. But that's what he did for the
That's
team.
when we started winning.
Yeah.
You don't think winning baseball helps the community? You don't think he did any charity work in the state of Maryland?
Fine. If you want to bring in the community and you want to bring the state into it,
yeah.
Then to say that they showed me no love, I'm sorry, but the community and the state showed you a ton of love.
What?
Man, you were the city and
He's
the
not
state,
talking
the fan
about
base.
the city and the state.
He says it 4 different times here. He says, I did a lot for the state.
Yes, I did a lot for them. Yes.
I did a lot for the community.
He did a lot for the community.
They didn't show me a little bit of love.
Orioles management.
No. And in his sentence structure, the way he said it, he said community, state, they. Which means...
his antecedents all messed up. The pronoun does not match up with the subject. I get it. But I think the they there does not refer to the previous
I would think
mentioning
so.
of community.
I would think so. But if they does not mention the state and the community, then don't bring up what you did for the state and the community. Say, I did a lot for the Baltimore Orioles, and they showed me no love. The fact that he brings up the state and the community and then says they means he's not only attacking the front office, he's attacking the fan base.
Okay. Anytime, though, just from what I've witnessed as an Orioles fans over the past several years, if you have me, hey, Matt, do you want to take a side with the Orioles management or with the player? I'm taking the side of the player.
I agree.
We've seen Jones get pissed off at Orioles management and complain about the offseason. By the way, you mentioned Jones not getting signed.
Yeah,
he's been mysteriously quiet on the Twitters, which is interesting to me.
Yeah. He spoke with Ken Rosenthal and said he's in Arizona working out.
We saw Scope be unhappy with the Orioles as far as kind of contract extension talks, how they wouldn't talk to him at all about it. And so I think we see this kind of repeated idea of the Orioles management for how much Buck Showalter used to always talk about these are players, not like computer machines. Like these are players and human beings. We really kind of treated our players crappily as human beings, and the Manny Machado is just another example. Peter Schmuck wrote that article about how this is Manny being Manny and kind of goes after Manny, which, by the way, I just would like to make this observation. I won't say anything else about it, that Bryce Harper got into trouble in the locker room. Bryce Harper always didn't hustle out balls. In fact, got benched for not hustling out balls. But no one's questioning Bryce Harper's character when he just signed.
Didn't Bryce Harper choke someone out, too?
Yeah.
Jonathan Papelbon.
Yeah. But no one... How many articles have there been written questioning Bryce being Bryce or questioning Bryce's character? The answer is 0.
No, that's not true. There's definitely been some...
Since the signing?
Oh, no. Since the signing, no.
Yeah, but there's been several Manny Machado. Is he good for the locker room in San Diego?
Yes.
These types of articles.
Well, that's because Manny Machado went on national TV and said, "I'm not Johnny Hustle."
Yeah, I think
that's why that is.
I think there's other reasons
but
there too.
The problem with this is the fact that he tried to bring the state and the community into it. If he would have just said the Orioles, we would all understand. The fact that he said the state and the community, they didn't show me love. That's the type of sentence that you get booed at when you come back. Now, everyone will forget in June. June's far enough away. But if he said that and then played this weekend in Baltimore, he'd be getting booed over that statement.
Yeah, I would not boo him over that statement.
I'm not saying you would. I'm saying the city would.
But a lot of people are upset by it.
The community and the state would.
Yeah, and I didn't get upset by it. And in fact, my comment about the Peter Schmuck article is I wish the article would not have been about Manny being Manny. I think it would have been a better article if it was Orioles being Orioles. And here's another example about a talented player who doesn't feel appreciated by the Orioles, and the Orioles did not seriously try to pursue and resign. But
the Orioles appreciate Chris Davis. They gave him a lot of money.
Yeah, they do. They showed the love to Chris Davis.
Right.
But you hear that? How many times you hear Adam Jones says, "I just want to be appreciated," all the while we were trying to trade him away.
Yeah.
A lot of these players. I mean, this doesn't get talked about enough. Is players just want to be wanted. They want to be appreciated.
I just want to be appreciated.
Alex Cobb, when he was signed, one of the reasons he said he was signed is because they pursued me so hard and so long because they wanted me. I think the Orioles should show better love to their players. And I think that's my takeaway with the Manny. You can be mad. People are just looking for an excuse to be mad at Manny Machado, which I don't fully understand. But I
he was in a jacuzzi on a yacht.
That's enough. That's enough.
That's too much. It's too much. We can't relate to that.
The other news I wanted to get to is Bryce Harper signed. I just
13
honestly,
years, $330 million.
Yeah, and I don't know what you guys. Well, before I say my take, what do you guys comments, takes, any observations about this signing?
I mean, isn't the biggest thing that he went to the Phillies, from the Nationals to the Phillies? If I was a Nats fan, I'd be pissed. That's like if Manny signed with the Yankees.
Sure, same division.
Aren't you a little sad, though, that now the Nats have a supervillain and the Orioles, we talked about this before, the Orioles have no supervillain.
I so want a
Manny would have been a
supervillain. We need a supervillain.
Yeah.
Did you see where he misspoke in the Phillies press conference at DC? That's the biggest thing. Staying in the same division sucks. I mean, it sucks for DC fans. If it was in our shoes, we'd be super pissed about it.
And
I still got to see him 1,000 times.
And then I feel bad for the Braves fans who finally had their shot with Bryce out and the Nats struggling, and now with Bryce in Philly, Philly's going to be the favorite.
I think the NL East is going to be
That's
stacked.
going to be fun. That's the fun.
The Braves are young and good. The Phillies are young and good. The Mets are much improved with all their moves. And the Nats, I think, are going to be better than a lot of people think. I think the Nats are going to be really good.
They still got great pitching.
Yeah, and there's talk that they might sign who's that closer from Boston? Craig Kimbrell.
Yep. Nice impersonation.
Yeah, thank you. But my takeaway from the signing is I feel a little bad. You mentioned I feel a little bit bad for the Braves. And by the way, Braves do something then. Sign someone. Sign Keuchel. But I feel a little bit bad for Bryce Harper because I thought he should have made more money. You know, if you look at this year, the top 10 of guys to make this year as far as payment, and if you look at the top 10, number one for making money this year, you know who's making the most money this year in all of baseball?
No.
Steven Strasburg.
Okay.
At $38 million.
Wow.
Well, and Bryce took a little bit less money per year because he wanted that long-term deal.
13 years. That's crazy.
He wanted a 13-year deal.
But don't you feel bad that he's only making $25 million? There are so many players making more than $25 million. He's not even like top 10.
Well, what's weird is going to be
in
4 or 5 years from now where $25 million's nothing.
That's what, even now it's not that much.
Right.
Compared, it's nothing. And the reason he said, and one of the reasons he said for 13 years, he said he wanted to leave room to bring in other players. Everyone knows he's talking about Mike Trout. That's kind of the next shoe to drop.
Oh.
Hey, by the way, do you know who the second highest paid player going in 2019 is?
Who?
No.
Max Scherzer. The Nats have number one and number two.
Man, they must be making a lot of money from Masson.
I saw some type of stat when Manny got signed.
And they offered a $300 million contract.
The average income in America is like $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
And Manny Machado makes $60,000 in at bat.
Yeah.
Or a day. It must be $60,000 a day.
Yes. It's Steven Strasburg makes a lot more money. It's funny you just chose to call out Manny Machado though.
No, I was saying that's when I saw the stat. Yeah. I don't have the math.
Yeah, you don't care that Steven Strasburg. He only plays every fifth game. How about that?
Yeah, right. I bet he's making a lot more.
And a couple of those outings aren't so great. He gets pulled in the third inning.
Right.
And he gets hurt every other start. But no, you just.
Well, let's go after Manny Machado.
Yeah, let's go after Manny. But even it's also interesting, and I'll shut up after this. But all the national, it seems like to me, and I don't know. Let me pull up top 10 free agents of 2019. It seems like they're all signing in the National League. Is this just me? It seems like all the best players are going to the National League, which I think is, as an Oriole fan, I think it's great.
Because the Yankees and the Red Sox that stopped spending money, and a lot of the American League outside of that is kind of in this rebuild mode. So you got to go where the competition is. The NL East is getting a lot of them because that's where the competition is, where they're trying to get that one player that puts them above the next guy.
Yeah, here are the top
doing
ones.
Some leapfrogging.
Number 1, of course, is Manny Machado. He was the best free agent available. National League. Bryce Harper, National League. Patrick Corbin, Nationals, National League. Michael Brantley's number 4. He went to Houston. Craig Kimbrell, who we just talked about.
Remains to be seen.
Yeah, but there's talk that the Nationals might sign him. Dallas Keuchel remains to be seen. I guess Cruz, American League. Nathan Eovaldi, American League.
Cruz went to the Twins, right?
Yeah, Twins. Yep. Along with our boy Scope.
Yeah.
But it's just a lot of the guys going to the National League. Hopefully that means over the next few years, we get a power shift there. Also, Nolan Arenado signed a long-term extension. This is becoming more popular, these long-term extensions before the contract's up because of the way free agency is going.
Sure.
But I was interested because, a bigger deal than Manny Machado and a small market team in Colorado. Mm-hmm. Good news for the Orioles. Small market teams keeping their own with big contracts. If there was one guy in the Orioles you would give a big contract to right now, like who would you give? Let me give you a 6 or 7 year extension. Is there any guy would you give that to Trey Mancini right now? Would you give that to a Dylan Bundy, on Michael Gibbons right now, a 6-7 year extension?
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no one with the big league I'd give a 6-7 year extension to right now.
All right. Even you got on a good deal?
Yeah, I would be inclined to think about a pitcher. But they're so up and down. But if Dylan Bundy has a good year, either he's going to get traded or when he becomes a free agent, he's not going to re-sign with us. Right. If he gets good like he's supposed to. And Dylan Bundy
hasn't. How many years have we been talking about Dylan Bundy? This could be his breakout year.
Since I'm starting to episode 1 of this podcast.
Right. I'm pretty sure
6 years ago.
Dylan Bundy's going to break out when he leaves the Orioles.
Yeah, but that was before.
It's a Jake Arrieta type.
That was
thing.
when he didn't know anything about spin rate, and now he knows about spin rate.
That's right.
Let's hope.
Yeah, he's making the same adjustments that Chris Davis is making to his swing.
Right. Let's hope it's not like Trumbo, who says his launch rate screws him up.
Yeah. A couple of things from the chat room before I talk about the Ravens. Hugo Pierre mentions, this is about bark in the park. He says, I guess it has to bark to get in.
Oh, okay.
So
makes sense.
Unless you have a barking pig, and my goats don't really,
you got Matt. Right, yeah. You got 4 or 5 months to work on that.
Yeah, can I teach him to bark?
Teach him to bark.
If I can get I don't want to get nasty here, but if I can get. Not my wife to bark. I don't want to do there. But,
she's allowed in the park.
But can I get someone in for free if I make them bark?
Do kids still cheer free this year?
Right. You just got to keep your wife on a leash.
Yeah, and and pick up after.
I assume the kids cheer free is back, but I haven't heard an announcement.
Yeah.
I assume they're still doing that.
At what age can I bring Silas in this year? At what age can I bring a kid in for free before I have to start buying them tickets?
I think the question is, at what year does Bert stop sneaking Albie in?
As long as I'm carrying him when I walk through the thing.
Oh, really? You're still bringing in Albie?
Yeah, but I think Albie's past the limit. I think it's like 3 or 2.
And Albie just turned 13, so Bert still
carrying him,
13-year-old underneath his jacket.
I put him in a baby Bjorn. I don't think I got him a ticket last year to any of the games, but yeah, I'd imagine now I probably should. Yeah. He'll be 5.
I always figure it's if they need their own seats.
Yeah, but if they have the kids cheer free, then
over 2 years and under do not require a ticket.
There you go.
Oh,
so you're
man.
still good.
Well, he
turns 2.
He turns 2 in
yeah,
May.
but he'll still pass for 2 for another year.
He's in the 97th percentile for height.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he's bigger than Albie.
Also, John says on the chat room, I won't forget. I think referring to Manny Machado's comments. See, Josh, there's some people
I know
out there who will not forget Manny's comments like that. And
because
that will haunt
he
him.
trashed the community and the state,
Yeah,
not the Angeloses. If he would have been more clear.
But you know that the week before he's going to say a bunch of nice things about Baltimore.
Oh yeah.
You still haven't been able to tell me what he actually did for the community or the state off the baseball field.
You don't think, and I don't know his charity work. I don't.
He brought the winning attitude back to Baltimore.
I get all that, but that's not for the community or the state.
Sure it is.
It helps the economy.
Everywhere you went, people wearing Orioles gear.
Yeah, and guess who made that money? The Orioles. He helped the Orioles.
He left
but
the
without him,
spirit of the state.
Yeah,
you
without
can't put a
him,
price tag
no way.
on the spirit and soul of the state of
that's
America.
people named their dogs after Manny, and then
Their
they brought him to
dogs.
the park.
But that's not what you did for the community.
Then they have to file paperwork to get their name changed now.
If you make a difference for the community, they name your kids, not just your dog.
Yeah.
That's a weird argument.
Is that why Camden's named Camden? Josh, I never got to my favorite Raven.
I know. I assumed you were going to get to the Ravens. Let's talk about your love for C.J. Mosley because he posts drunk videos online.
No, you know who my favorite Raven is?
C.J. Mosley?
No, and this is a
Tavon Young got his nice payday last week.
Joe Flacco is Josh's favorite former Raven.
I know. It still is his favorite Raven, which is weird. It's no longer a Raven, Josh. Let it go.
I think I'm going to buy a Tavon Young jersey.
I thought he said I'm going to buy a Flacco Broncos jersey.
Tempting.
My favorite Raven is Marlon Humphrey.
I like Marlon Humphrey.
You know
why?
why? This man understands Twitter like
he
nobody's
does.
business.
I've
Ravens
noticed.
players understand Twitter.
I don't even understand half of what Marlon Humphrey tweets. So when he's doing some
that means he's good.
He's just like sub tweets and like a meme tied to another meme.
But here's why Ravens players get it. A lot of people think Twitter's out there for players to have a direct connection with fans. No. Mm-hmm. What Twitter, if you want to do it well, Twitter is for players to interact and us to sit back, enjoy, and watch it.
Yes.
And that's what the Ravens players have been doing. So, for example, Fruit Punch, by the way, is a great Twitter. I guess that's his name. It's at Marlon Humphrey, but his name is listed as Fruit Punch, Marlon Humphrey.
Okay.
You know, that's your name.
All right.
His name's Fruit Punch, which I don't understand. But
I like it.
Yeah, but like today, this is just today, he tweeted, if you're an NFL GM, does the combine matter? And then Matthew Judon, another Ravens player, commented, shut up, Marvin. So calls him by the wrong name, right? Calls him Marvin, which is hilarious, instead of Marlon. Shut up, Marvin. You asking Twitter, not NFL GMs, right? Because the tweet was to Twitter, not NFL GMs, which is funny, right? And Fruit Punch responded back, send location. I'm tired of this, right? Like I'm ready to fight you. That's funny, right? And Marlon Humphrey kind of ends every tweet or pretty much every tweet with hashtag come to the Ravens. So he tweeted out earlier today too. Everybody at the combine, hashtag come to the Ravens. And so he actively recruited Le'Veon Bell. He's been actively recruiting, and he's just funny.
Did he reach out to Alex Collins this week at all?
And no, I don't think he did. But he did have interactions, I think, with C.J. Mosley after that really funny video C.J. Mosley posted.
And he did some come to the Ravens a while ago with Bell.
Yeah, with Le'Veon Bell. But his tweets are just so funny. And then a lot of Ravens players respond kind of making fun of Marlon Humphrey. And for me, this is the most entertained I think maybe I've ever been at Twitter watching Marlon Humphrey and Matthew Judon, Eric Weddle, and I think it was
Tony
Jefferson all kind of go at it.
I think it was
like the whole Ravens secondary.
I think it was Stanley that I saw hopped on Twitch and started streaming him playing a video game or something. And I thought that was
every time someone has a good combine, he posts the pic and says, "Come to the Ravens." and the other Ravens players are like, "Dude, they get drafted. It's not their choice." And Matthew Judon, Marlon Humphrey's like, "Shut up." Yeah,
right.
It's just funny.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's my new favorite player. So I would buy his jersey if you can afford a jersey.
That's a good one as well. I like Humphrey,
and he had a good year last year.
All right, boys and girls, hope you enjoyed the show. Go ahead and follow Marlon Humphrey on Twitter. Just search Marlon Humphrey. Tweets are hilarious. He gets Twitter. And just watch him and Matt Judon go at it. It's pretty entertaining. You can also follow us. I started the show by reading a review on iTunes. We appreciate those reviews. If you haven't yet, go to iTunes, leave us 5 stars, write us a review. You can follow us. Oh, and check out Birdland. Follow Birdland Twitter at
Birdland Radio. Yep.
For all the updates on Birdland Radio.
Or if you want to come play some wiffle ball and join us that day, send me a message.
Yeah, that was good. Follow us on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Section336. You can follow Bert on Twitter
at Bert Rohde.
And you can follow Josh on Twitter
at Josh Sarasota.
Thanks for listening, boys and girls. And as always, go O's.
Thank you for listening to the Section 336 podcast. Please go to iTunes and Facebook for all complaints or the occasional compliment. If I were you, I would not take any baseball advice from these guys. Josh and Matt were raised by an Orioles-obsessed father, and Bert fell in love with Don Mattingly. He has a thing for mustaches.